How do you think that four-guard lineup will work out at the end of the first half last game?
I think it went well. Those guys were getting in foul trouble a little bit, so I went and played the four a little bit. Got to guard some bigger guys. It was a good opportunity, but I think we pushed the lead open a little bit at that time, and I think it went well.
What was that like for you, Michael, to guard a forward, a big forward?
I mean, it was fine. You know, in junior college, I got to do that a little bit on that team, so I had that kind of experience from the past. But having that opportunity to guard a bigger guy and just show I could play defense down there, I think it was just a good opportunity for me to show I could do down there.
What's the key to doing that? What do you try to get done in that situation?
As a guard, trying to guard a big like that, especially that guy, he was a pretty big guy. So, you know, I was just trying to keep the ball away from him, try to front him as much as I can, fight for rebounds, fight for position. As long as you're fighting, I think you'll be fine.
How much did you do that in junior college? What maybe percentage of the time did you play the four?
You know, I played the 2-3 in junior college primarily, but in my second year I played the four a little bit. We didn't really have a huge team that year, so you know, I kind of got that opportunity to really play the forward a little bit and see what I could do down there. And you know, I did that a little bit, so I had some experience to do that.
What's the best thing about that combination, you think, for you guys? I mean, obviously it has some limitations, but what are the good things when the four of you are in there?
You know, I think the good thing, not just me, but with all our fours actually, they stretch the floor pretty well. So when I went in as the four, I tried to do the same thing: stretch the floor, pull the four-man out, make it easier for drives. You know, as long as you're fighting and stuff like that, you'll usually do fine in a situation like that. It's usually a guy that you should be quicker than. He'll be a little bit bigger than you, but you'll have the advantage in speed and quickness. So as long as you're fighting and working for rebound the ball, everything will be all right.
What was the film? Have you gone over the film yet of how you did defensively in that game?
We went over all the film. It wasn't specifically me or anything, but we're getting better. There's always a bunch of defensive lapses, but I've noticed there's a lot more clips at this point in the year than earlier of us turning defense into offense. Sorry, and you know, whenever you see us do that, we're really flying down the floor, and that's really when we look our best on film. So I think that's something we're learning. And to see it happening more on film, it shows that we're really working on that. So,
are you surprised conference play has not challenged you guys more to this point? I mean, 23, 26, 42 points in these first two?
You know, every game's a challenge. You're going in, you know, these guys want to beat you. I think we just approach every game the same way, and we're really focused at this point in the year mentally, and just really trying to focus on discipline, trying to have as many good possessions on offense and as well as on defense as possible. So,
Do you think Vandy? I think Vandy plays some forward guard themselves.
Vandy has an interesting style of play. You know, from what I remember last year, they have lots of plays to run, lots of situational stuff. So that'll be a good experience for us to really focus on defense and work on our discipline.
And we always ask every year, the benches are on the end lines there, unlike everywhere else.
Right.
How much of an adjustment was that for you last year?
It's not crazy. It's just a farther walk to the scorer's table, if you ask me. But you know, it's nothing too crazy. Interesting way that their court is set up. But you know, what's most important is what goes on between the lines, if you ask me. So.
How much of the players are they more reliant on themselves in that situation? Because for half the game, the coach is further away. I don't know how well you could even hear what he's saying.
Yeah, I remember last year he was telling us, like, the guys who hadn't been there, like, don't turn around looking for guidance. You know what I mean? That's a kind of interesting way to do it. Last year we had Tyler, and he was a great leader for us, and this year we have Isaiah. So I'm sure we'll be just fine in that communication aspect.
What